So as always, it's great getting the voices behind the songs out on air and just promoting what they do. I know we've had some brilliant weather recently, and I'm now doing this interview looking out my studio window into the gloom of what probably is British summertime. But Come Home, Colin Whittaker Band, absolutely fantastic track. Been playing it sort of all over. Came out 27th of April, and on the phone now is the man behind it, Colin. Colin, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Nice to be here on 3Bs and the others, other stations that I can't remember. But we planned it for a summer release, when we recorded it in January. No, that's not true. But it's a nice summery sort of sound, upbeat, cheeky, cheerful reggae.
It is. It sounds just brilliant. Even just, I was playing it sort of all over the weekend, and it was perfect weather at the weekend when I was playing it to listen to it as well. So I had it on the car. And it is a real good summery track. Where did the idea for it, I suppose, really come from? Start with the track.
Well, I think I got the clock is ticking, the train is coming, the dogs are barking, the cat's meowing hook line first, and then I just made a song around that. I thought that was a catchy little bridge to have in between the verses. So
it is. I don't know if it's the right reference. It reminds me a lot of when sort of back in the 90s when Suggs went solo, and what was it? I can't think. The Lone Ranger, wasn't it, the album? And he brought that out, and it's that kind of vibe it gives me.
Well, yeah, someone else said that to me recently. Very much Madness and two-tone sort of style, which I like anyway. One of my favourite tracks of all time is The Prince by Madness, and I believe that was their first single.
It was back in, was that 1979, wasn't it? Their first track, which set them on the road to where they are now.
And it's a classic. It's really good, a really good track. It's and some of the others are. I mean, when Baggy Trousers and all that kind of stuff is exceedingly commercial, but the Prince and things like that are more my sort of style, really, that I like. But Madness and the Specials and Selector, all great bands.
So we could talk about stuff like some of my favourite Madness tracks. They're really obscure ones, but they take it back to that Thoughts of the Prince, that first release, and it really annoys me on the radio. Coming up next we've got a song from Madness, and it's going to be Baggy Trousers or House of Fun. It's going to be them, and they've done so many things across 40. I'm trying to age myself. 45 years, isn't it now? I should know this because the Prince was a year after I was born. They've done so much stuff that people don't remember, and they're just pigeonholed into that.
Yeah, I saw a concert by them about 6 months ago on TV at a recent concert, and they are great musicians as well. Very good musicians.
They are.
They've learned the craft.
They are, and they still keep going. In terms of yourself, tell us a little bit more about sort of your musical background and sort of how you've got to where you are now.
Well, I mean, I've been in bands since I was 14 years old, which is a long time ago. This band started in 2019. We released our first single in 2019, and I had to check. Come Home is our 9th release, so we're onto our 9th single. And all we've been doing basically for the last 4 or 5 years is I write a song, we record it, and then we've been releasing it. But we work with a couple of promotion companies, and they've sort of said yes to everything. So as long as they keep saying yes, we must be doing the right kind of music, I'm assuming. So the band's been going for about 5 years. We are a studio concept band. We don't do any gigs, which is nice. But because we don't have the complications of all the rehearsing and touring and all that. But we were offered an American tour last year, but it fell through. But we're not really a live gigging band. We're more studio concept, and I just love being in the studio. I love the recording process. It just fascinates me. Always has done.
I mean, sort of in terms of you said sort of with Come Home, you came up with that line, and then the song evolved from there. Is it a band process? Is really like, look, guys, I've had this idea. Let's go for it.
I go in with the basic demo, and we work on it from there. We work to me and a guy called Will Jackson. He's a keyboard player and engineer. We work together and sort of polish up the songs, if you like,
And
me on an acoustic guitar singing the song is nothing like the product that we get out of the studio in the end. So it's a group effort, yeah. And we always have a really good drummer. There's 2 guys who are working for us at the moment. A guy called Josh Ketch is on Come Home. Big drums, and the rest is sort of me and Will most of the time.
It is, and it works. I mean, sort of in terms of, you sort of mentioned there sort of the people that get your sounds out there. As an independent artist, how easy stroke difficult is it? It's a weird question, but how easy stroke difficult is it to get yourself out there, and how good is it to actually have people that believe in you to get your music out there to people like me, to other stations across the country? How important is it to have them as an independent artist to get your love, your passion into the masses?
It's very important We work, as I said, we work for two promotion companies. One of whom contacted us, found us, and the other one I found the other one. And they are kind of experts at what they do. They know people and they know how to do their promotion things. And if you're working with people like that, your profile increases because you're working with kind of experts. You know, like the guys at Deuce. You know, the Deuce Music. I mean, they have contacts in radio, and their email will get listened to, will get owned and listened to, whereas an email from me might just get, ignored or whatever, or not seen. So working with people who are in the business has been really beneficial to us. We work with Reachify, TuneSick and Deuce Music, and they're both really good at what they do. So
it is, and I know it's such a struggle. You've touched on a good point there that, I get the emails, and I say it on the show that I listen to everything that gets sent through. I listen to it, and I would say 95% of the stuff that, even if you just sent me an email, here's my new track, or sent me a tweet, here's my new track, have a listen. I listen because I know what slog, know what hard work it is, and especially, I've sort of came about you again through that email through Deuce, which I listen to the stuff, and it's great. You've got, people like yourselves doing the hard work, so to speak, creating the tracks. You've got people like me playing the tracks. Then you've got those other people that are tirelessly just working behind the scenes, just getting that independent music out there.
Do it all yourself, you're only going to get to a certain level, I believe. So you have to sort of try and find people within the business who can open a few doors, if you can. Obviously everyone makes their money out of it in one way or another, but that's how the business works, and it always has been.
So definitely. So obviously, Come Home, the latest track. Like you said, you don't go out. You're a studio-based band, and you do this, and it's work of art, so to speak. What you do. Sort of in terms of music-wise, have you got any other sort of plans for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I'm working on a new reggae single myself. I'm writing a new song, which is sort of half finished. I just need to complete the lyrics. That will be out possibly this year. But at the moment, the next thing we're doing is a collaboration with a Canadian songwriter. We're actually doing a cover version of somebody else's song. As a complete change of direction. So, this person I met via LinkedIn, LinkedIn on social media.
I do, yes.
And she's a songwriter, and she gave us a lot of great reviews for our releases and a lot of positive feedback. And I thought, well, how can we repay her? As a way of saying thank you, I thought we'd record one of her songs. And the idea originally was to record the song and just give it to her and say, there you are, that's your song recorded by us, do what you like with it. But the recording has turned out to be so good that we're going to release it ourselves.
So, in radio, there's, even just when you go to the next link, you say, you try and tease it. That's a massive tease, and I'm very intrigued what's coming in the next few months, and who it is and what the song is. I'm looking forward to that dropping into my inbox at some point.
Don't worry, you'll get it. The song is called High Horse, and it's got world music influences, if we can put it that way. It's got a Moroccan feel, to be honest. Yeah, it's a very, very strong melody. I didn't write the song. This is a song written by Anna Nicholson, but it's our arrangement of it, if you like. We've taken an acoustic demo and turned it into this epic piece of music. It's very serious, but it really is a great melody. So we'll send you it. Yeah, it'll be called High Horse.
Fantastic. I shall look forward to that. Look forward to that dropping in my inbox. Well, like I said, the single, it came out at the end of April. It's called Come Home. Like I said, absolutely brilliant. It's a proper bouncy summer feel good. Well, as soon as you put it on, it's one of them tracks. It just makes you smile. Just the rhythm of it, without even listening to the lyrics. It's just brilliant. But thank you very much for your time, Colin. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. Keep up the music. Looking forward to that collaboration coming out later in the year, and maybe we'll try and catch up when it comes out and just speak a little bit more.
Absolutely. That'd be fantastic, and thanks for the exposure. Really appreciate it.
No problem at all. I say it's what we do on the show. Just getting those voices out there and letting people just talk about their passion, their music, how it comes about. And as I was saying on the Fresh Bite show, you might discover your new favourite artist. Everybody had to start somewhere. You might discover your new favourite artist just from this interview and playing the track. We're going to play the track again now. In the meantime, thanks for your time, Colin.